Hello everyone, Adam, Flying Fox Fruits. Today we're going to discuss one of my favorite fruits to grow around the farm called lemon drop mangosteen. Let's take a look. So these are some fruits that I have that I've already picked, and they've been sitting for at least 4 or 5 days and they're doing very well. They hold up really good for shipping. Some of them have been damaged and they're still holding up. This one got hit by something and it went bad, but as long as they don't get bruised or hit, they hold up really well. Got some over here. They need to be scrubbed sometimes because they will get the sooty mold from ants and aphids, but that doesn't harm the quality of the fruit. It's a lot like a citrus, and the inside is still perfectly good eaten pulp. They get sweeter when you let them turn orange, but they get a little stringier and the pulp kind of gets drier, but they do get sweeter. I personally like them a little early when they're still kind of yellow, maybe a tad green, and the flavor then is more sour, but the pulp is more succulent and watery and less stringy. It's all up to you how you like them. Some people like them really ripe. Some people like them partially green, like I do. I like them all the way in between green, but most of the time I eat them when they're yellow, maybe a little green. They hold up really well. There's several different varieties, and some of them have this nipple. A lot of people, when they first got it, thought it was Garcinia gardneriana, but that's a totally different fruit that I grow that has a thicker skin and a totally different taste, and the skin is inedible on that one. You can eat the skin on Garcinia brasiliensis intermedia. Those are two synonyms for the lemon drop. So Garcinia brasiliensis is what I call it. Other people call it Garcinia intermedia. If it's round, it's still the same. I got some other round fruits in here. This is a round one from the common type. Tastes really good as well. Just usually a little bit of a smaller fruit. Like I said, you can eat the skin on Garcinia brasiliensis intermedia, but you can't eat the skin on Garcinia gardneriana. And they're two different fruits. It's kind of confusing because you got two varieties of the same species that I'm holding here. Two varieties, same species. Look a little different, but when you taste it and you have the skin, you see the flower and the fruit, it's all the same. So a little confusion there. We're gonna go out and take a look at one of the trees that has a bumper crop. I've been selling the fruit and giving people a lot of extras. If you buy some now, you'll get almost double what you paid for. I think it's 60 bucks or 50 bucks, depending on what you get, for about 20 fruit, but we end up sending about 40, 50, something like that sometimes. Okay, gonna go outside right now. Here's a lemon drop mangosteen that came up as a volunteer right by my front door. I've never covered it or anything like that, but it is in a very protected location. I do plan to graft it one day. Now let's go take a look. Some lemon drop mangosteens. Luke's Garcinia right here, totally different tree. You can eat the skin on that one too, but totally different. A little harder, I would say, to keep this one happy. Not so much, a lot harder, but a little different. And these are some of the nets I've been using to keep the fruit from getting stolen. We'll see how they're holding up. And here's a lemon drop mangosteen seedling in the ground. It's been here for many years. I don't know, it's probably 15 years old by now, in a very protected location. If you don't cover them up in the winter, they're gonna get damaged, a lot like a mango would. So let's take a closer look. So here you can see this tree's loaded with fruits all over. They're falling on the ground. A lot of the fruits that fall on the ground are kind of like aborted ones that aren't really any good, that don't have any seed. You can eat them and they taste okay, but the best fruit are big and fat and have seeds in them. You can see that the Caribbean fruit fly, I'll show you a fruit, tries to lay its eggs inside of the fruit, but to no avail. This tree, I think, is a great species to have around if you do have Caribbean fruit fly, because it's taken all those eggs and making them so they don't hatch. And they hit this tree quite a bit, and it does make the fruit look ugly. But I guess I would like to look under a microscope and see what happens to the eggs. They must just die and get embedded in that skin where there is like a resin, a yellowish, they call gamboge. It's like a yellow resin here. where there's no worms in this. If this was a miracle fruit or a guava, even a sapodilla or a jabuticaba, there would be worms crawling all in it. The pulp would have brown spots. This is perfectly white, and you can see where it's been oviposited or whatever, you know, where the worms or caterpillar, you know what I mean. The flies tried to lay their eggs in the damn thing with their stinger butt, and they cause them problems for other stuff, but not for this one. So that's one other great reason to have this around. It's resistant to fruit flies, and it probably reduces the numbers of fruit flies that you'll have. And there's a good fruit right there. So you got a little bit of sooty mold and maybe some ants on it. You just rub that off and you eat it like this. I take them and eat some of the skin. Make sure there's no bugs on it. You don't want to get your mouth bit. I like the skin a lot. I've heard there's some beneficial stuff in the skin. Look it up on Garcinia compounds in the skin and the oils and all this stuff. Sour, like lemonade. Really good with miracle fruit. Some of the chickens here walking around, taking it easy. That's peckerneck. I'm gonna go walk over to another tree that I have in the ground. We'll take a look at some other stuff, just some oddball stuff on the way. These are some sapodillas. I've been throwing the fruit in from these with fruit orders, just because I haven't been advertising the fruit for sale, but this is the first time I've had a decent crop, so I have been giving the fruits away. Mostly Alano and Maycock. My butterscotch really did not perform well. They need full sun, and these are not kept in enough sunlight when I had them in the greenhouse. So I like trees that fruit pretty well in the shade, because I'm always having to protect stuff and pull it in the greenhouse. Excuse me, got like the hiccups. Clark's over there. This is a lemon drop mangosteen that used to be twice as big. It's somewhere in between the superior and the common. It kind of has a nipple, but it kind of doesn't. So there's an intermediate type there that I have several of. And it has fruited again since it died back to the ground. I covered it up one year and didn't do a good job. Killed it back to see, there's the stump there. It was a lot bigger. Killed it back to there. But now it is coming back and fruiting again. It only took about a year or two to start fruiting again after dying to the ground. So you got to protect them. This is the common type of lemon drop mangosteen. This is the oldest tree I have of the lemon drop mangosteen on the property. I've got a net around it. I'm not going to go inside. There's a ton of fruit on it, and luckily the animals haven't been getting it. It has that round shape, as you can see, and I've heard people say this one's got the sweetest flavor. The flavor is quite good, and the fruit will get big if you get enough sunlight on it and water and all that. I want to go take a look at these birds really quick. Haven't seen them for a while. This one's name is Snug Lee. She's pretty nice. Oh, look, there's some cherries on this tree.
Larry and Pinky were just dust bathing.
Yeah, look at this. You want to see if he'll peck it? We got to do his talons. He's a nabra. Well, I'll eat it.
They're skeptical of bread.
I don't know, yeah. Let's see if this one's skeptical. No, she's not. Tearing it up. She's molting. So here we are in the greenhouse. This is a grafted tree of the superior lemon drop mangosteen, and I just love the shape of it. Kind of like a triangle. See that? Isn't that pretty? Beautiful shape. It's fruited like crazy, and I just pulled the net off of it. There's the net we pulled off. And I sold a bunch of the fruit. There's some fruit I threw in the traps, and the animals ate all the fruit off of the tree. But the ones in the trap are perfect. They've been sitting there for days too. I mean, more than days. So they do stay good for a long time. They have a really good shelf life. I'm gonna go pick this tree of fruit over here. That is the most loaded I've ever seen one get. And it's over here under this net. I don't think the fruit has been stolen yet. I've got an order I've got to pick, but this is a sight to behold. Look at this thing. Look at it. In that net, but it's covered. Probably has sooty mold from ants and things like that, but I've never seen one with that much fruit on it. Let me go ahead and pull this net off. I got the net off, but look at this. Look at all this fruit at the bottom that's still in perfect condition that fell off. All the little duds, they're bullshit ones there. These are nothing. The seed isn't even really viable, but all these good ones are still good. They fell off underneath the tree. I'm tempted when I pick it to just throw all the fruit into that bag, but look at this tree. Never seen one quite like it. Loaded like that. This is a grafted tree. It just happens to be, I guess, doing really well. maybe it's detrimental to the tree to fruit this much, but I'm gonna have to get some videos and pictures of that. This is the tree if you want something a little different that fruits all the time, that's easy to grow. You can fruit it in a pot for a while, but eventually the pot's gonna need to get pretty big or you're gonna have to prune it. But you can see how low this tree grows. You could grow it in a 25 or 50 gallon for a long time and get a ton of fruit. Every flower sets a fruit, and a lot of other trees, it's not like that, where flower sets and you don't get a fruit, but you only need one true tree. Every fruit seems to set a dang flower. Wow. Every flower seems to set a fruit. Wow, these are just gorgeous. Don't even need to scrub them. So I got fruit orders going out, and they're gonna get extras. It's not always this way, but I have such a glut of fruit right now that I'm sending out extras on the seeds and the fruit. This is the superior Garcinia brasiliensis, also called Garcinia intermedia by other growers. Top-notch fruit, one of my favorites, grafted tree. This one's probably about 4 or 5 years since grafting. Ooh, you can see like a critter chewing at the branch. Looks like a critter chewed at that. Shouldn't hurt it. They're very strong. Even if it does knock one branch back, oh well. Let's go take a look at this other. The mother tree that I grafted that one from is right over here behind this net. It had fruit on it. I don't know if they're still on it, but this tree is a good 15, 20 years old, I bet. Yeah, there's still a bunch of fruit on it. Kind of hard to see, but it was loaded. And for some reason, they've left this tree alone. Yeah, there was a ton of fruit on it, and I picked a lot. I don't see them on the ground eating, really, so that's good. This is a tree that really got picked on. They ate a bunch of these. It's somewhere in between the common round one and the nippled one. It's got a good flavor, big fruit. I didn't call it the superior. That was the only name I had for this one with the nipple, was superior. I couldn't think of anything better, but it was superior in terms of fruit pulp volume size. So this one is somewhere in between the superior and the common. I sell the fruit off of this tree. I sell the fruit from all the trees. Here you go. Here's a look at that where you see it just barely kind of has the nipple. Oh, and while we're at it, take a look at Garcinia gardneriana, the one that was confused for all that time with the lemon drop mangosteen. Here it is, Garcinia gardneriana. Supposed to handle the cold better. It's a bit of a tall, fast-growing tree for me to have it planted in the greenhouse like this. I think I have to dig it up. Unfortunately, I didn't want to have to do it, but I am going to dig it up. I have to just get Seth out here and make a whole video of that. It's fruited. Fruit tastes different. It's got a very unique flavor. Definitely not as productive as the lemon drop mangosteen. The fruit is larger. Skin is inedible. Seeds bigger. The best thing I like about it is that it may have better cold tolerance, so I really want to pull that outside. Oh, here's a lemon drop mangosteen that I just planted in the ground this season, I think. It's grafted. It's only about, I'd say, I don't know, year and a half, 2 years old maybe. And you can see it does have some fruit on it here. Not the best quality fruit yet, but they'll fruit very quickly. I've got some in pots that are fruiting already that are grafted. Here's one I just planted out. Grafted lemon drop mangosteen, superior type. Another one that was just planted out not long ago. Whoa, almost slipped. One that was planted out not long ago, kind of hard to see. Had to prop it up, it was falling over. But I do have a nice tree here. There's a fruit that fell off of it. That was fruiting as well. There's that. Okay. That's what I know about the lemon drop mangosteens. They grow really well from seed. Take about, I'll say 3 to 5 years to fruit from seed. I do have a variegated lemon drop mangosteen right here. This is the mother tree. I've been selling the grafted ones from this, but they're hard to graft and I don't have a lot. I think I have one on my website now that I need to take down the listing. But, you know, this is a variegated one that came up from seed. Kind of pretty, just growing for the foliage, I'm sure. The fruit's nothing special, just really pretty. So, hey, here's that grafted, variegated lemon drop mangosteen. That was the mother tree you saw first. This is one that's grafted from it. As you see, the pattern on this one's held up really nice, and I've had to prune it along the way. It definitely likes to send out some all green, and I just cut that off. It's got ants on it, of course. Fire ants, great. But yeah, you can see the pattern's held up really well, and I've been cutting it, pruning it. The leaves will get burnt if you put it in too much sun. Okay, thanks for watching. Oh, well, one more thing. Let's show you some of the grafted trees I have available on my website. Not only do I sell the fruit, seeds, sometimes the seedlings, not lately, but here's some of the grafted trees on the lemon drop mangosteen. Looking hopefully good. Right over here, some over here. This is one of the larger ones there. Another little guy here. These are ready to fruit right away. They cost about $1.70, I think. I don't have a ton of them left, but I'm sure they'll be sold by the end of the year. All sorts of Garcinias in here grafted. Okay, some of them got to be stepped up. All right, thank you for watching. FlyingFoxFruits.com. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors' neighbors. Thank you. And there it is, boys and girls. I took about 30-40 minutes to pick, and it is easily close to, I'd say 17 pounds. This one was just under 10 pounds, it said. This one 5 pounds. And this one probably close to 2, so about 17, 18 pounds, all off of that one small grafted tree. Some of them have been picked early, but they'll still be good for jamming, and I wanted to just get them off the tree right now. I'm gonna sort through the best, ripest ones and ship those to my customers. Seeds will be available, fresh fruit, limited, but thanks for watching. Nice.